Greetings people all around. In this video I will show you a very easy method to put on a camouflage pattern on your paintbrush marker. It's also very simple. You don't need fancy tools or some special paint or anything. You can buy anything you need in any hardware store. As you can see, I already started to remove the old paint from my marker, and the best you can do that with sandpaper. Unfortunately though, I have already painted my marker a dozen times, so I need some more savage methods to get off the old color, and in my case I used a knife for it. If you want to do it the same way, go ahead, but take care of your fingers and also watch out and don't scratch up the surface of your marker too much. I recommend to think about it in the first place which parts you want to paint, because when this all is finished it has to look like one unit, so it has the best effect at the distance. Also, in my opinion, it looks better than when you have a few parts or grips or something on it and those stand out in black. Okay, so when you have removed the old paint from your marker, if it was necessary, I would recommend to primer it. And in my case it was matte black, and I put it on with spray paint. If you do so as well, just put on a very thin coat of spray paint on your object. Put away the can a bit and watch out to be very even with it. Also, don't add a lot of layers. I would say only one, but in my case the red of the first paint job was too bright and stood out a bit too much, so I had to add 2 black layers on it. As you can see, I've used the heat gun to dry it up a bit faster. It's a good method to fasten things up a bit, but be careful. If you overdo it, you can burn your stuff or burn off the first layer. If you're finished with that and everything's dry, you can move on to the next step. For this you need some sponges. The more roughed up the surface of those are, the better. And the next thing is some paint. What I know, it doesn't really matter what kind of paint you use. And for the colors, I recommend to look at your environment and use some colors you have in there. But only take 3 or 4 of them, or this all will get too much and you will have a very overloaded picture when all is finished. And when you're ready, take your brightest color, always start with the brightest color. Took some of your sponges, preferable at the first layer, the bigger ones. Tap it in the paint and yeah, move on. First, this all may look a bit odd, but trust me, I've already seen the finished product and it looks very, very good. So just keep on. You can put on more variety in it when you switch the sponges in between and also move them around a bit, so that not every tab you took on your object looks like the same. As you can see, it's pretty simple. Also, there is nothing you can do wrong basically. If you have a spot you don't like, just wipe it off and tap on it again. After you're finished, just put the object aside, let the paint dry and give yourself some break. After your paint is dry, you can go for the next round. It's basically the same. The only thing I would recommend is to use a bit smaller sponges and aim specifically for the black parts those are left from the primer. because we want the base color to disappear until this is finished. You can see it looks good already. Same step again, let it dry and give yourself a break. With the first two layers not dry, we can go for the third one. In my case here, it was a little bit too bright for me, so I put on the darkest color I have, which was a dark brown, because I don't want it to shine out too much. Again, you may use different colors, so this is something you have to find out on your own. The brown works very good. All started to get a bit darker and a bit more muddy if you want. At that point you already get a bit of a hint how this will look at the end. Okay, so now we are almost done and ready for the last layer. In my case it was a bit of a odd looking green, which I didn't like it at the first place, but it fits in very good. By the way, not that you think that I show you different parts and don't paint them equally. All of the parts got the same paint job on it. I just show you different ones for the sake of the video, because I want you to see the whole marker at the end of it. Which is in a few seconds, to be honest. Just a few tabs left on the grip and we are finished. So, what you thinking? I have to say I've done a lot of paint jobs over the years now, but this is the best one I've ever did. I just love it. It hasn't looked as good at the first place on the process of making it, but now it's just, I love it. What do you think about it? Let me know. Also, if you have any questions left about it, feel free to ask me. I will answer them as good as I can. So I hope you like what you've seen and have a good one.